Hello and welcome to Dumbphones UK. I'm Joseph, I'm a stand-up comic and I like to review dumb or dumber phones. And so today I've been asked on YouTube if I can just use the keyboard and not use the touchscreen at all. So, I mean, it's a good start. I'm going to do a deep dive into that and show you what is and isn't possible from what I've found, and there may well be more things. Am I able to get in just using the passcode on here? The good news is that I have changed this passcode to something random, so I'm happy to show you what that looks like, and you can see that you can get in without using the touchscreen. Okay, so I now have my phone open. I've got my keys down here, slightly off screen just so you can see the actual touchscreen and what's going on there. I won't use the touchscreen, I'll show you any points at which I get into difficulty. But this is a very important button here. This acts as your tab button. So when I click this, I hope that you were able to see just over this Twitter icon here, it's highlighted it. And so what that means is that is using it as a kind of, this is my selection button effectively, so I can go right with the keypads as I'm doing now, I can go down, so I can sort of navigate in any direction here, and I can open an app. So let me just open, let's go through and open the Play Store. There you go. To do that, I just click the middle button there. So nice and simple, and you'll find now there's no keypad available. So again, what I'll have to do is tab through. The issue is, and this is where I'm just going to zoom in to show you, again, not going to click it, but you can see there is a highlighter over it, but it's quite hard to see. So in some circumstances, you do feel like you lose it. Also, I'm currently using the sideways buttons in this situation to try and move to the side. I can't do that. It's not allowing me to use the buttons. Hopefully, you can see that I'm still highlighted in that top right, but actually, if I click these buttons, I can't actually move, so I just have to rely on the tab in this situation. It is quite hard to see where the highlight is at points. In this section it's okay, but there is an area where, you know, top right is quite hard to see. So again, to enter something, you just click, and then I've installed a old T9 keyboard, and so therefore I can use these keys here to get rid of the keyboard on screen. I just click this back button, and then I can type as normal. So let me just type in something to try it and show you. Let's try and download Nova Launcher. There we go, perfect. So again, you've seen that I've typed in, I haven't touched anything on this screen, and I can see the Nova Launcher. I can't then just go down now. You can hear me clicking, that will just move me around the actual search bar. I have to click the enter button, so that is the middle button. Once I click that, it will search, and you'll see that I'm trying to go down and nothing is happening. So again, what I need to do is ensure that the tab mode is on, and then you can see the highlighted area appears, and then I can move down the screen. Right now, I can use the keyboard. How do I get back? Closing everything. If we close everything, I'm just going to use this for the moment. And that takes us back to our home screen. And I am going to use a touchscreen. Fair warning now. One thing I found was dragging down here and changing any of these settings, I couldn't enable that without using the touchscreen. I couldn't get this section to pop up. Trying to access this area, and I'm using the touchscreen right now, there is a drawback here in that I can't access this area, or I haven't found a way to access that area without using the touchscreen. When I was first messing around with this phone, I struggled to get into settings, so I placed an app icon on the screen so I could just tab through and get to it. The other thing I did is I programmed this side button here. If I long press, that opens the settings. Turns out that I don't need to do that. I've actually found another shortcut that the phone has inbuilt into it, this middle button here. If you double tap that, that opens up all of your apps, and then you can hop down and find settings just there and click enter, and bang, you're into your settings. However, you know, you might not want to have to go through the system of double tap and scroll down. You might want to go direct, so that's why I have both of these options available to me. So the drawbacks that I've found, here we go. Within WhatsApp, again, this is just my chat to myself, and I've been running some tests. And I've been testing the new keyboard today that you'll be able to see there. So again, what can I do in WhatsApp without touching the screen itself? Can I sort of make calls? Well, the good news is you can use this tab button again, and you can tab your way through, and you can see here that it tabs through to the camera. you'll see hopefully at the top there that I can tab up to the top, and yes, I can then, once I'm at the top, I can go through and I can make a video call. I'm able to do that, yes, that's an option. I can cancel that with just that back button there. I can go into all of the settings if I wanted to look through a lot more, and if I don't want to do that, I can tab down to the bottom. One thing I have found is I haven't been able to tab to emojis. So if emojis are something that you want, then you may well find that you can't do them. The other thing that I found doesn't work on WhatsApp when using this tab, and sometimes, as I said, the tab gets lost and you have to try and find it again. There we go. Perfect. Is you can't voice note. So I'm currently, you'll see the highlight there, I'm currently on voice note, that's highlighted, I'm clicking it. And it's not doing anything. I can safely say that you cannot voice note on WhatsApp using just this keypad alone. So that is a drawback if that's something that you'd like to do, but everything else, all other features are there. The other restriction I found with just using the keypad is if I come out of this app, when you look to see the apps that are loaded on an Android, and you can tab through them and look at them, and obviously I've loaded quite a few. The one thing, obviously, nice and easy, when you touch screen, you sort of flick them up and they disappear. How you may well find that you have a lot of apps open, so you have to go all the way to the left and then click clear all, and it will clear all for you. So it's, again, a slight workaround. It's not the end of the world, but a slight workaround. There we have it. You are able to use 95% of features in the phone. I would say the tabbing at times gets a bit lost, and also you kind of start, you sometimes, it's quite hard to see. So I'd say that if they made that sort of even bolder of where you're hovering over, that would be really useful. And the other thing I'd say as well is sometimes with the tabbing being lost, you have to click it a few times to understand. And also, obviously, if you're touching the screen, it's much quicker, but I appreciate that we're not always looking for speed when we're using a device like this. And sometimes you just want to ensure that you're using tactile keys and you're not using the touchscreen. So you can do it. As we sort of talked about, and I use WhatsApp as an example, you can see that the voice note feature doesn't work. I did do a deep dive into WhatsApp on this video here, and we do know that it works with the touchscreen. So there are certain elements that you might have to forego if you only want to use the T9 keyboard. I'm going to go into a bit more detail on the T9 keyboard as well to show you how it all works.